Hi, we're still wearing the same outfit.
Hi. That's 4 different hair changes because my hair is so dirty.
Not me, mine's just flat like it always is.
All
Gotta love straight hair.
right. Anyways, 95, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
95 and almost 20,000 streams.
I know. It's so exciting. I didn't Anchor now tells you how many people follow you on Spotify. That's new. I never seen that
I know,
before,
I
which is why I
love
sent it to you. I was like, oh, cool.
Over 300.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool. Okay, 95. So this is one that I suggested because it was something that was coming up with a lot of my clients. So the title is going to be a shortened down version, but basically it is going to be talking about productivity. And what I want us to unpack is societal expectations of productivity versus our own expectations of what it means to be productive in our day-to-day life.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is a vast difference, right? I feel like this is something like productivity is going around, not like a buzzword, but like how,
Because of hustle culture.
yes, because of like, I get things done. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to be here. I want to show this. I want to be
All the
here.
same 24 hours in a day.
No, like, yeah, we do. But Beyonce also has a personal trainer, a fucking chef, a costume artist,
Nannies. Yeah.
a hair art, like
Driver. Like,
yeah, driver. Like, so
period.
we do
Yeah.
all have the same 24 hours, but some people have supports.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it is extremely important for us to look at our definition of productivity versus society, because productivity and feeling as if we're being productive is what releases dopamine in the brain. But it's not just conditioned on, okay, dopamine is only going to come out when we're doing what society views as productive. Dopamine is going to be released when we do what we're viewing as productive. So that's the most important thing that I want us to focus on. Shifting from this thought process of what is society's expectations versus what are our own. And if they're our own expectations, we're in complete control of them, and we can challenge them and change them as the day goes on, as the week goes on, year goes on, month goes on, whatever that it is. If we're not going to necessarily achieve what we set out to, we can readjust our expectations, because whenever we set these goals or these structures, we didn't know the week, the year, the month, whatever
Mm-hmm.
it was that we were going to have.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. In my head, I was also thinking about how then learning to accept that your definition of productivity can change as you are evolving. So like my fellow perfectionists who thought that if they didn't do everything on their to-do list, that equated to being a failure. Like that's not how that works. We need to reprogram our brains to not think that anymore.
How do we go about doing that? Challenging our cognitive errors. So when the
Yes.
cognitive error comes up, so for you, Steph, since you're self-proclaimed perfectionist, what would be
Recovering. I'm not even a perfectionist anymore. I'm just kidding. I still struggle.
yeah, recovering bitch. So what would be a negative thought that you encounter or used to encounter as it relates to productivity?
Anytime I would have a day where I quote unquote did nothing. And here's the thing, my did nothing was still more than some other people, but I didn't view it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, yesterday I had 3 sessions, Bug had a half day. And when my sessions were done, I fucking sat on the couch and watched Impractical Jokers for like 6 hours. Me from like 4 years ago would have been like, I'm such a fucking piece of shit. I did nothing, right? I wouldn't even think about the things I did in the morning. All I would focus on the fact that I did nothing in the afternoon and I just watched TV on the couch. Now,
Yeah.
I'm like, first of all, bitch, that's a reward, because let's talk about what I did do throughout the day,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And that's what I do with my clients too, of, okay, so you had a to-do list of 10 things and you only got 6 of them done. So now in your brain, you did nothing. Let's take note of all the things that you did do. I want you to physically write down all the fucking shit that you did today.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you something, 99.9999% of clients are like, oh, fuck, I really did do a lot of stuff today. I'm like, see how that works?
Exactly. And being able to look at, like, some of these things are revolving tasks.
Mm-hmm.
So the things that I want to get done of, like, I want to get the dishes done. I want to get the laundry done. I want to get there will always be laundry. There will always be dishes. There will always be time to vacuum. There will always be all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
So realistically looking at the things that you did during the beginning part of the day, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm the same exact way. I love to schedule the first part of my day to be extremely heavy so that I can do whatever the fuck I want at night. But that's relating back to these Atomic Habit episodes of like, that's structure and routine.
Mm-hmm.
Having a structure and routine allows you to have that much free time at the end of your day because you were so regimented in the beginning of the day of got my workout done, I packed my
Mm-hmm.
lunch, I went to work, I did a couple of sessions, I picked my kid up. And now that is what it is because I've got everything that I wanted to get done. I was able to pour into me. I was able to do the things that feel good as far as it relates to my business. I was able to acknowledge my kid and have these moments with them. Like we cannot throw off the fact that we did all of those things, and because they were routine and habit, they were condensed and they allowed us to have this
Mm-hmm.
extra free time at the end. Like we can't just sit here and poo-poo on that free time. Like that there was a reason that that's there because you did what you set out to do.
I also think that my definition of productivity, how old am I? So probably like 10, 12 years ago, and then continued up until about like 6 or 7 years ago, was like, if I wasn't working myself to death, I wasn't being productive. If I wasn't overworking myself and burning myself out and doing all the things, that meant I wasn't productive. No, I was literally like draining myself of all energy whatsoever. Like, I don't want to be like that again. The thought of when I worked at Rogers and then would go to outpatient and work from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. No,
Ew.
thank you. And then
No.
come home and be a mom and then do it all over again the next day. What the fuck? No part of me wants to do that. And I don't believe in if you want to achieve your goals, you need to be working 20 of the 24 hours a day. No, that's how you break down your mental health. That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no way.
There's no fucking award that you'll get, and nobody who's going to be standing next to you being like, yeah, you did it.
Mm-hmm.
20 out of the 24 fucking hours. I think the important thing is to recognize what are the things that I want to accomplish in the day, what is realistic for me to accomplish in the day, and looking at day to day. So this is where mindfulness comes in. What does this day afford me? What am I willing to do this day? And what does that look like?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can have ideas for what I want to do when I wake up and I want to go downstairs and work out, but realistically, what is my body going to allow me to do that day? What is it going to feel good to do that day? Like having come off of a week where I was watching my nephews and I wasn't able to have my
No, I'm just like,
I was like nothing.
Week.
Can you not hear me?
No, you had a stressful week. It was a lot.
I thought it was my internet messing up. I was like, oh no. So not having my equipment and not having the things that I'm used to when I got home in the break, because I had my weekend to myself. When I got home Saturday, man, I went balls to the wall on one of my fucking rides and almost PR'd and like had a whole like moment of like, yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then this past week, I've been doing steady, consistent workouts more than what I was doing last week, but steady, consistent workouts to put more effort in because I have my equipment, and having my equipment makes me want to do more and push myself more.
Mm-hmm.
And that realm of productivity is going to be different because I have these things at my disposal.
Yes.
What I didn't have last week, I can't hold myself to the productivity that the standard that I held myself to last week, because I was a different person last week.
Mm-hmm.
And who I am this week and the things that I have available to me now, the mentality that I have, being in my own space, having, I haven't been getting great sleep because it's loose, but being able to be in my own bed and have my stuff and not have to pack up and like know where all my creature comforts, right? That also affords me another like whatever. So that might add into my productivity. So I think it's so important to look at what does your day-to-day look like and readjust your expectations for yourself. Like there are going to be Mondays that I wake up that I'm just like, you know what? It's going to be a long day. I know it's going to take a lot out of me. Today is going to look like, excuse me. Today is going to look like I'm going to have my coffee. I'm going to do a meditation. I'm going to do a light workout, and then I'm going to get upstairs. I'm going to pack everything for us. And I'm just going to ease into my morning, right? I'm not going to have one of those mornings where I like run out the battery and then I'm like, fuck, let's scramble. Like, let's go. I'm just going to ease into my morning because that's what's fucking necessary right now. That looks productive to me. That's productivity. But
Mhm.
also, productivity means leaning into the things that feel good. My bullet journal is one of those things. Tracking my clients, tracking my budget, tracking my workouts. Those are all things that pen to paper are creating a mindful moment to me to be able to recognize, like, look, I am doing these things like you were talking about with your
Mhm.
clients, but like put it on paper.
Mhm.
What society expects from me is completely unfair to hold myself to that standard.
Well,
I'm not that.
the other thing I was going to say is it what society expects from me, or is it the comparison you're making with yourself and people that you see on the internet?
I think it's both.
Because you know
I
what?
think
I'm
it's
not a
absolutely
Pinterest
both.
mom. I'm not. Does that make me a
Uh,
bad mom? No.
No, no. Crafts give me anxiety, and I'm not going to be upset about
Sure.
that. I don't want to fucking do glitter crafts. I don't want, the extent is I'll make a bracelet. I don't want to make slime. I don't want to make this fucking like sensory bag. I don't want to do those
I
things.
don't want to
Fun.
homeschool my children, like my child. I am
No.
not built for that.
Nope,
The
the
people that
pandemic
are,
showed me.
more fucking power to
Oh,
you.
I'm so
I
proud of
commend
you.
you. That
I'm
is
proud of you.
absolutely amazing. I'm not built like that.
I could never.
No. As
So,
evidenced by the 2020-2021 school year.
school year, screaming. Like we just did virtual school, and I literally was like, "Oh fuck, she's supposed to be on right now." Like, so I guess my important thing that I'm trying to get at in this moment is restructuring the way that you view productivity.
Mhm.
Is this a standard that you are setting for yourself, or are you operating out of expectations that you're seeing from social media inputs and or just what society is saying, like the news and whatever outlets are coming and
Mhm.
spewing their fucking dumb shit that doesn't even fucking matter. Like what goals are you setting for the day? What are you hoping to accomplish to achieve? And here's the thing, recognizing that when I'm in the beginning of the day, I can have all of the hopes and dreams and wishes that I want. But here's the thing, the day is going to come and it's going to give me what it gives me.
Yep.
And everything that comes with it was going to come whether or not I was there. So
Mhm.
recognizing that it has nothing to do with me, it's just what is going to be delivered and accepting it as it comes to say, okay, I need to adjust my expectations for what today is going to bring.
Think about it too. If like you wake up sick, being productive for that day might look like I took a shower.
Yeah, I moved from a bed to the couch. I
Yes.
changed my pajamas and went into like sweatpants.
Yep. I fed myself,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah. I didn't puke.
correct. Or like if you have a sick kid at home, being productive is going to look like I had to give them fever medication every 3 hours. I had to make sure they were okay. I had to give them a bed. Like,
Yes.
there's so many things that you're doing that you seem to forget because you're almost like on autopilot and survival mode. And that can
Yeah.
just be like everyday things too. But you have to take a step back and show gratitude for what you did do versus only focusing on what you're not doing. Cause you're going to constantly be mad if you're just focusing on that.
Agreed. Like, this is good. Yeah. So you can find us at Rewriting Her Story Podcast on Instagram and YouTube. You can email us any questions, concerns, comments at rewritingherstorypodcast@gmail.com. You can find Steph at The Spooky Therapist, and you can find me at BEA_XO11 on Instagram. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.